Hey everyone, Slash here. Today I'm going to be presenting you guys with my Call of Duty countdown. Over the past 10 years, there have been very good Call of Duties and some really bad ones as well. This list will be based on multiplayer modes only, so story mode would not be involved. Obviously number 10 will be the bottom of the list, and number 1 will be the top. With that being said, let's jump right into it. Number 10. Call of Duty Ghost. Ghost is sitting at the bottom of the list for me, being the worst Call of Duty. Ghost is definitely the most bland Call of Duty for me, nothing good to really be said about it. The game tried to replace classic game modes such as Search and Destroy and Capture Flag with other game modes. Ghost also promoted the idea that a player can change the map by making structures fall down, however logs and buildings falling down had little to no impact on the game at all. The game also added a little bit of character customization, which I was really excited about before the game came out. It actually turned out to be very limited. The most important aspect of Call of Duty is the guns and maps. This game lacked in both those areas. The guns were very boring to me, the maps were bland and had no color. Overall, the game failed to make good improvements to the gameplay and experience. Number 9. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was definitely an Advanced Warfare, but maybe too soon for the Call of Duty series. Sledgehammer brought a totally new experience being the first Call of Duty to use jetpacks. This Call of Duty was no classic boots on the ground and sped up the gameplay. However, I think the drastic change to the way characters move was too soon for the Call of Duty series. The jetpacks play too much of a role in the game for me to enjoy it. The jetpack movement was actually ridiculous, because you can just be shooting at someone and they will just fly over your head and kill you. I felt like I was playing Duck Hunt trying to shoot other players out of the sky. The game, however, brought great character customization, which I really enjoyed making my own character. The biggest reason I rank this Call of Duty so low on my list is because of the newly implemented supply drops. Supply drops were a new way for you to collect new gear, camos, and guns. It sounds like a great idea, except some of the strongest guns were inside these randomized supply drops. So I could grind the game for hours, but would rarely get a rare gun I wanted. This would normally lead players to buy more supply drops with their money. Having your best weapons in randomized boxes was definitely a low blow to players. The guns should have been accessible in the game without money milking supply drops. Overall, the gameplay never excited me and failed to keep me coming back for more. Number 8. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare is the newest Call of Duty that came out this month. You may ask, how am I going to judge the game so fast without actually giving it a chance? Well, this is my early observation of the game, but I find it hard to break my top 7 Call of Duties. Infinite Warfare is very similar to Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, which ultimately makes me think Infinity Ward was trying to play it safe with this Call of Duty. Anyways, let's talk about the gameplay. For changes to the game, there are now rigs, which are pretty much the same thing as specialists from Black Ops 3. Rigs allow you to have more than one ability at a time, while specialists only had one. I can find this maybe being an issue, because now some rigs can be very overpowered. There's also a new class of guns called Classic Weapons from previous Call of Duties, such as the UMP, the Intervention, and the Spaz. They look very similar how they were in previous Call of Duties, but I cannot imagine them having the same stats. The only way to obtain those weapons is to prestige, however. It seems that Infinite Warfare went back to the feature of putting weapons into supply drops, like Advanced Warfare did. Hopefully these weapons are not of any significance, because that would honestly torture players trying to get good weapons out of randomized supply drops. There are a few other small changes to the game, but Infinity Ward did not stray far from the past couple Call of Duties. As the game progresses the next couple of months, it may go up or down on my list, but I find number 8 to be a good place at the moment. Number 7. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was actually a pretty decent Call of Duty, considering it followed the disappointing Ghost and Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 used the same idea of using jetpacks as Advanced Warfare, but it's more acceptable since it was strictly used for getting from point A to point B, other than being obnoxious in gunfights. This game added new specialist characters. They made you approach enemies in a more tactical way if they were using their specialist abilities. I thought the guns and maps were decent, but I never really found any favorites. Usually I can play Call of Duty through the summer, but Black Ops 3 did not give me any drive to keep playing. I actually got really bored of the game after the first couple of months after release. Black Ops 3 did bring the excellent League Play mode from Black Ops 2, but renamed it Arena. Arena is a little bit more competitive than casual gameplay, which is why I loved League Play. Arena added the new feature that let each player select weapons or equipment that they wanted to ban in the next game. I actually disliked this feature due to the fact that you have to wait 5 to 10 minutes every game to go through this process. I never really felt that it had that great of an impact. Black Ops 3 actually brought back supply drops, but did a good job with it this time, since nothing of importance such as guns were inside. Supply drops had customizable things such as outfits and camos. Overall, Black Black Ops 3 was not a bad Call of Duty, but it failed to keep me entertained. Number 6. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was actually my least memorable Call of Duty. With the previous Modern Warfare games being spectacular, I had high expectations for this game. Ultimately, MW3 did not meet my expectations of previous Modern Warfare games, however I still enjoyed it. As for new features to the game, MW3 introduced prestige tokens, score streaks, and the new game mode Kill Confirm, which are still used in current Call of Duties. What made MW3 last for me is having plenty of decent guns and maps. Sure, there was a couple of overpowered weapons, but none of the guns felt so awful that I couldn't use it. Overall, Modern Warfare 3 was a solid game, but failed to bring new in-game components to differ from previous Call of Duties. Number 5. Call of Duty World at War. World at War was one of Treyarch's first Call of Duty games, taking place back in World War II. I actually get to play this game on the year of release since I didn't have Call of Duty yet. I did get a chance to go back and play the game a few years later. However, my opinion may be different than others since I didn't actually play the game upon release. Probably did not spend nearly as much time on the game as others did. Anyways, I found a few problems with the multiplayer. First off, there was a very overpowered gun in this game, which was the MP40. Having such a strong gun in a game practically forces everyone to use the gun, making most guns in the game useless. I found the map design to be decent, and gave the game a different atmosphere since it took place back in World War II. Something I had a problem with in this game was how easy the kill streaks were to get. All you had to do to get dogs was get 7 kills, which I find insane looking back at the game. Virtually every game you get into, recon planes, aerial strikes, and attack dogs will be involved. This made most games repetitive since everyone is using practically the same classes with MP40 and easy to get kill streaks. What made this game special to me was the newly added Zombies mode. This was the first Call of Duty to have the Zombies game mode. Zombies held great replay value to me since it challenged players to break their previous round records. It was truly a great survival game to play with your friends and was brought to many other Call of Duty games. Overall, World at War's multiplayer was solid, but the new edition of Zombies was what made the game great. Number 4. Call of Duty Black Ops. Black Ops was my first taste of a Call of Duty made by Treyarch. The game took place during the Cold War, which gave an interesting setting for many of the maps that I enjoyed. I did have a problem with many of the guns in the game because they were so mediocre to use. What makes a Call of Duty game last for me is when I can use many guns and have fun with them. Sure, there was a couple of good guns in the game, but several guns had severe downsides. What made me enjoy Black Ops was all the small additions that were added to the game, such as customizable symbols and theater mode. Customizable symbols was a great way for players to show their originality. It was a new way to identify players. You could be really creative and make anything you really wanted. Of course, Zombies made its return in this game, and it was great. This was my first taste of the Zombies game mode since I did not get to play it in World at War yet. I enjoyed the first couple of zombie maps so much because it challenged my friends and I to survive into late rounds. Over the years, Zombies has turned more focused on Easter eggs, which I never really got into. Overall, Black Ops did have a decent multiplayer, but I was still able to have a really fun time nonetheless. Number 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 lands at number 3 as one of my favorite Call of Duties. Black Ops 2 took place in 2025, making it very different from the first Black Ops. The near future design was a fresh look for Call of Duty franchise. The main reason Black Ops 2 was one of my favorite Call of Duties is because it simply had great guns and maps. This kept the game fresh to me since I could use many different weapons without feeling some guns are strictly worse than others. Black Ops 2 had some amazing maps making gameplay fun and exciting. Casual gameplay after a while can get boring eventually, but Black Ops 2 had a more competitive playing field called League Play. League Play was for players who wanted to take things a little bit more seriously, but was still fun to play. I personally liked League Play because it had decent competition to go up against, which required a little bit more thinking than your casual games. Overall, Black Ops 2 has some great guns, maps, and competition to keep me coming back for more. Number 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was the first true multiplayer Call of Duty to make the franchise what it is today. The game standardized the platform of Call of Duty, and the game introduced modern combat, which has not been explored much yet. Mid to small range maps kept gameplay chaotic and exhilarating, while larger maps tested players' sniping skills. Guns in Modern Warfare are classic staples for Call of Duty games. I unfortunately did not get to experience this game in its prime, but I was able to go revisit the game. For players who never played Modern Warfare, who got the remastered version, may find the game to be a little bare bones, but what else can you expect? Yes, the game is very simplified compared to current Call of Duties, but it's still a very great game. Players returning to Modern Warfare will receive nostalgia. Modern Warfare was like no other game before its time, which is why so many fans love the game. Overall, the multiplayer is always enjoyable and is still known as one of the best Call of Duty games to be created. Number 1. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 comes in as my favorite Call of Duty of all time. This game has more features than its predecessors that bring more depth into the game, such as more perks and weapon attachments. The main reason why I love this game so much is because it had so many great guns and maps. I feel like every gun in the game had potential to be great. Modern Warfare 2 is the only Call of Duty to have shotguns as secondary weapon. With the strong pistols and shotguns at your side in times of need, they were always reliable weapons to use. Yes, many weapons in this game were overpowered, but yet none of them were underpowered to where they stood no chance in combat. I could use nearly every weapon in the game and have a field day with it. The maps in this game were some of my favorite Call of Duty maps. I do not dislike any of the maps like I do with current Call of Duties because all the maps were enjoyable for me to play on. Overall, Modern Warfare 2 had enjoyable guns and maps that I still love today. The game brought a whole new gaming experience into my life. Hopefully next year we will receive a Modern Warfare 2 remaster. Modern Warfare 2 was my first Call of Duty game that I played, so that may be a reason why it's my favorite. I often find players having their first Call of Duty as one of their favorites because it's an entirely new experience. I was in the 7th grade when Modern Warfare 2 was released, so being younger definitely makes you appreciate games more. So I may be a little biased in my decision, but who wouldn't be? Playing Call of Duty for the first time is a very exciting experience. This is all my opinion. So what is your favorite Call of Duty? Comment below what your Call of Duty ranking is because I would love to see what you all think. Also leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.